Welcome back to Let's Play Blood Omen, Legacy of Cain.
This was where the bloody deed...
And Cain has found his way back to where he was murdered. Wasn't really all that far away from where he was entombed, was it? Wander back to the tavern you were in. Oh, somebody needs dying. There's the bartender that refused our service. Can't do anything to him, although as much as I'd like to chop his head off. Now Cain had suspected that his journey was over after he had killed the people who jumped him. But here we are finding out that no, they were just the people who did it. Somebody actually hired them to do it, so Cain wants to go and get them too. But he doesn't know who did that, so he's got to find his way to the pillars, and we'll find out what they are in a little bit. I don't remember there being people in these rooms. I guess if I needed to feed, I could start chowing down on these people. Chomp.
The necromancer had offered me no warning as to what my resurrection would entail, and yet I must confess...
Ah, shit. Come on, die. The idea of being resurrected from death is something so unnatural and probably an unfortunate existence as being a vampire. You'd have to sort of wonder if it was really a good thing for Cain to have been resurrected. And that's something we're going to see. He's an unwilling vampire. He is one. He goes around killing people. He sucks their blood. He'll do his things. He'll do what he has to do to survive. But he doesn't really care for his lot in life at the moment. Killing machine! He's gonna shout that out a lot. He's gonna laugh and shout out his war cry a lot.
The Pillars of Nosgoth.
Hold on, I think...
Daylight chases darkness. The vampire's power wanes.
Let's see if I can see that again.
The Pillars of Nosgoth.
I sort of skipped over the dialogue, so I went back and did it again. This is a teleport portal. It'll take us straight to the pillars.
Nopraptor, your madness has shattered our dreams and blinded you.
Keep your distance, or I'll send you back to hell, spirit!
There is nothing left of me to fear, vampire. I'm only a shadow of my former self, Ari, the balance of the Circle of Nine. Even so, I can provide the answers you seek.
I seek only a cure.
There is no cure for death, only release. You must destroy the sorcery that is now poisoning Nosgoth. Only then will you realize peace. The 9 of the Protectors of Hope were sworn to use their powers to preserve our world. Now these pillars have been corrupted by a traitor. My murder at the hands of this beast drove my love Nopraptor mad. Now he spreads misery and pain among the Circle, crumbling the very foundation of Nosgoth. You must restore balance. You must right the Pillars of Nosgoth.
I care not for the fate of this world.
Then for yourself, Cain. Beware the unspoken.
Nupraptor, with his blind act of vengeance, threatened to destroy all of Nosgoth. Each circle member was bonded to the pillar he served. The pillars reflect the pillar of balance.
Okay. Just in case you weren't following along right there, what's happening was the 200 years before the start of the game, when Ariel here, the woman that was killed in the opening cinematic where she was stabbed in the back, she was a pillar guardian, and there are these pillars set up in Nosgoth, and the idea is they're supposed to be sort of like
These beacons serve as landmarks during my flights in bat form. Once I have committed their locations to memory, I can always return. In bat form, I can travel great distances with ease. From my vantage in the heavens, no region of Nosgoth is forbidden to me.
she was all these pillars are set up in order to sort of maintain the sort of balance of power in the world, make sure there's not too much good, too much evil, or something along those lines, and sort of maintaining the way that the world is. Now, later games in the series will expand on that to add some extra attributes to this concept. But for now, I'm just going to stick to what this game offers us so far. Now, after Ariel was killed, this Notpractor guy went and cast a curse on the... cast a curse on all the pillars, or at least the pillar guardians or something like that. Each pillar has its own guardian.
While it is true that natural light weakens a vampire, magical light can have many uses indeed.
The pillar guardians, or the pillars, have been cursed by let me start again. The pillar guardians were cursed with this sort of this corruption of madness that they have. And as they degenerate, as their mental stability falls apart, it's reflected in the pillars themselves. If the pillars crumble, then Nosgoth is finished. So it's basically up to Kain to go and kill all of the pillar guardians, because even though the guardians are supposed to be the ones protecting the pillars, you have to kill the guardians in order to save the pillars themselves. And that sounds kind of weird, and it seems kind of weird, yeah. But that's just the way it is right now, and you have to go and kill the guardians in order to save the pillars. And it's said by Ariel that at that point, if Kain does this, she'll release him of his curse of undeath. Now, whether that means that she will resurrect him or not, turn him back into being a human, or if he'll just sort of die, because she did say earlier that there is no cure for death, and he is dead. Vampire unlife is not really life in the same way we usually think about it. A lot of these dungeons are kind of weird and backward in the way that they're arranged. You go and you typically think that you go into a dungeon and then you come out the other side in a new area that weren't able to access before. In these, all you're really doing is going about halfway into the dungeon, picking up an item or a power-up or whatever it is. We gotta power up a new spell. Hold on, this isn't it. There we go. Lights up the area so we can see our way around better. Now, after you go and do that, after you find these areas, you can just sort of turn around and head back out to where you started. I sort of made the big loop-de-loop around the dungeon and came back out the way we arrived. Or at least that's what I'm trying to do. I haven't left quite yet. Stop your whining. Damn it, now I gotta eat this other guy. Who tied these people up? That seems really barbaric. Okay, we're almost at the exit. Yeah, here's the exit. And now we've stepped out of the dungeon. We've acquired a couple of new powers, actually, since then. We can go and acquire a bat form, which will take us back to any of those platforms that we've noticed, which we can only really go to the pillars right now, which doesn't really do us any good. But I'm just demonstrating the power. Geez, it wasn't that far of a fly. Man, this guy is moving. Boom! Now we've returned back to the pillars. We didn't really need to do that. I just wanted to demonstrate the power. And I would have to be on my way back to where I was before. Well, we finished that dungeon, and that's about all I wanted to do in this episode anyway, though. So, thanks for watching, and next one, we are going to go tackle some more dungeons. Oh!